welcome to Super Talk Show. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us today, the founder of Forced to Flee.
Thanks, Heidi. I'm really excited to be with you.
Yeah, can you first start maybe with an introduction to our super audience, just to give them an idea of who you are?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Aryan. I'm 17 and I'm from the UK. And I'm, as Heidi kindly said, the founder of Force to Flee, which is a non-profit youth organization advocating for human rights, refugees, and equality. And I'm also a UNHCR Young Champion along with Heidi.
Yeah. Okay, right. That's how we got to know each other first, from the UNHCR Youth Engagement Group. Right. Can you first give us an idea about your inspiration starting Forced to Flee, a nonprofit organization, as you said, which is right now very huge with lots of impacts with social media. And I actually visited your website a few days ago, and it turns out you guys interviewed the former Secretary General of United Nations. That's just crazy. Yeah.
We did indeed. It was very cool. It was very cool. But yeah, sure. So Forced to Flee is a nonprofit youth organization founded back in 2018. It started as a school project that I was working on. So everyone at my school had to do something creative or had to write an essay. And I decided to build a website because I wasn't that great at essay writing. So I had to use my skills somewhere else. And then a couple of weeks before I had to decide what I wanted my project to be on, I went to dinner at my grandma's house, and out of the blue, we were talking about how she got to the UK and our family story, which I had never heard before. And she really inspired me because she and my dad, as the rest of my family, were refugees from Uganda, and they fled in 1972 under the reign of Idi Amin, when he kicked out anyone with Indian citizenship or Indian heritage, as they had all previously migrated to the country. And the UK were fortunate to let us come to stay here. So my family came to Edgware, and we all settled and currently still live in Edgware. So that's where my inspiration came from. And from there, I built the website, finished the project, and I thought, you know what, I really enjoyed what I was doing. So I might as well just continue it. It started out, as many do, with a passion project. It was just me updating information, researching more. It's mainly for my personal, trying to understand how refugees live in our society, in our global society. And then I set up an Instagram page, and we launched as a real organization. And I guess one positive of COVID is that we attracted our now 15 plus member team. So we all came together as everyone was online with nothing to do. So I dedicated my time to Forced to Flee, and we grew that way. And from there, it's just taken off, and we've been so honored to have worked with such amazing people, such as Ban Ki-moon, as well as, peace activists and Nobel Peace Prize advocates. And it's just an incredible experience.
Wow. Can you maybe elaborate on your experience? So you took it from a passion project and then you transformed it into an organization. How was that transition for you? Was it smooth? How do you go from, a passion project to an actual organization, which I think is it legally binding or?
It's legal in the fact that we are allowed to do things as Forced to Flee, but we're not a registered charity. We haven't got to that stage yet, because one unfortunate limit is you have to be over 18 to be legally registered in the UK. I'm not 18 yet, and a couple of the other team are still not 18. So we're hoping to register at the end of this year as an official organization. But how did we become an organization? I guess to me, it's still a passion project. I still do it in my spare time across from school. I think everyone does it in their spare time. We're all volunteers. No one gets paid. No one gets any money from it. Or we don't even get anything out of it. It's just for our own enjoyment, I guess. And how did it get to this level? To be honest, I spent hours and hours and hours trying to research on the internet how to grow just an organization so more people see it. That's really what Forced to Flee is about. It's about advocacy, trying to educate people. That's at the core of what we do. So I thought, social media is a great way to do that. So I just spent loads of time on Instagram posting every day. So if you scroll through our Instagram feed, you'll see the progression of when, we had some of the team take over, and you'll see just me with my really rubbish photographs and doing whatever and with awful captions, and you'll see that dividing point in 2020. And I wouldn't class ourselves as like an official organization at all. We're just a group of young people, to be honest. And it's organizational in that terms, but other than that, it's just a bit of fun for everyone, and everyone's really committed and passionate. So to grow it, just use social media. It's free. It's the biggest tool that we have out there. So I say make use of it.
Yeah, I think I would add on to that because, being in Europe, there's the GDPR guidelines, which means, if you have your own website, your own software, by collecting people's information, which I just learned today, you might be sued for those. So using the existing resources with technology, social media, you can actually, benefit a lot in terms of growing your organization. But I guess I'll ask a question for the super audience, and that's how, are you free from not being sued if you have kind of like a large passion project? Because I know many super audience are, also trying to start their own initiatives, and that's kind of a worry for, currently passion projects.
Yeah, so I mean, there's always, I guess, legal risks in everything everyone's doing. No one really knows the extent of the law. I'm really not a lawyer. We have a legal expert, or she's a lawyer in training on our team, so that obviously really helps us. So everything we do legal-wise, if it includes, for example, our Youth Action Coalition, we formulated a membership policy, and she advised on how to set it out. So I think it just takes a little bit of research. I spent a lot of time understanding international law for refugee reasons, but also trying to understand, okay, how does anyone interact with the site? Do I need certain stuff just to protect people? So we have T's and C's, we have a privacy policy, we have all of that in place just in case. And yeah, like Heidi, like you said, it's using free resources online. So whether they're good or not, I have no idea, but they're in place in our organization, and that's what we're using. So make most of free stuff on the internet. I can guarantee that it will be, semi-legal and help you.
I don't know why I would be asking so many technical questions, but one last one is that, I just, following your Force to Flee organization, I see a lot of posts, a lot of stories, and there's pictures on them. I'm just wondering whether, how do you cite those sources when you have an organization?
Yeah, so there are free websites. We use Pexels and Unsplash, which let you download pictures for free. You can cite the authors if you want. We try to do it where we can, but they're free for use, which is great for organizations like us, and we don't have the funds to pay for anything. But obviously we can't take our own images. We would love to one day. We'd love to contract a photographer like Giles Julie to go out and photograph for us in refugee camps. But unfortunately, we're not that big yet. So we have to use those free online resources. But they're there, so I encourage you all to use it if you want to start growing or putting posts on social media.
Yeah, I think these are really helpful tips for the super audience. And I want to ask in the beginning, you have your passion project, which was really awesome, and initial idea for Force to Flee. But recently you guys interviewed, former UN Secretary General, and that's a huge accomplishment. I don't think even like school organizations are, at that point in development. So like, how did you guys reach out to the UN Secretary General? I mean, it's former, but still, like the level.
Well, our assistant director, Jess, got in contact with, she's originally from Korea, and she reached out to her family and friends. Turned out someone knew Ban Ki-moon's office. So she got in touch with Ban Ki-moon's office, and they agreed for him to interview us. So it was that simple. And I would say that's how we got quite a lot of our, like, for example, UNICEF COO, Mark Devlin. We have UNHCR's representative to the UK, Rosella, and all we've done is just reach out to people's offices. For every 10 emails you send out, you'll probably get 9 rejections, but you may get that one exception, and that one exception can change the world. So just try your best and send out as many emails as possible. It worked for us, so I'm assuming it works for loads of other people as well.
Am I frozen? Okay, no, good. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're back.
Okay, great. I'm just curious, how many emails did you guys send out? I expect the numbers to be like 3 digits at least.
Yeah, it's definitely in the hundreds. It's more than 100 at least. I can't quote a number to you, but it's a lot. I think I've spent a total of, back in lockdown when everything was online, it was a godsend because then we didn't have to go to filming locations or like cafe or somewhere. We could do it over Zoom, and that was a great creation in itself. So I think I spent 3 days of like lockdown where I was bored sitting at home as everyone else was, and just collated a Google sheet with everyone's like email address and like name, and just spent a day just trying to chuck it all out there. So it must have been in the hundreds. I think I still have that sheet, so I can come back to you with a number, not off the top of my head.
Wow, that sounds really incredible. And how, speaking of lockdown, it just reminded me because we got accepted into the youth engagement group during lockdown. So
Yeah.
how was that process for you? How did you get to know about the opportunity? For me, it was through an email. I subscribed to, I believe, a Model United Nation conference, and they just sent it across. And so I applied. I think it was at midnight. I thought my essays were really good, and the magic happened. So how was it for you?
Yeah, same. So I do MUN at my school, and I was 2021's head of the UNHCR committee. So I signed up on behalf of my MUN to the mailing list, just as you. I got sent an email just as you filled in that form, just as you did, and I guess we got lucky. I know there were like 6,000 plus applicants, so that was amazing to be chosen. I'm really honoured. And it's great to be with a community of people who actually care about refugees and want to make a change. So it's really enjoyable.
Wow. 6,000 applicant. Whoa. I didn't really know the number before, so that was a lot.
Mind blowing, I know.
Yeah. I guess to end the interview, do you have any tips for the super audience? Oh, I actually came prepared. Thinking, just like starting an organization, not only with your brain, but with your heart. And And so do you have any tips to like, students or maybe youth, young people from all around the world starting their own organizations, passion projects, first of all, and expanding it?
Yeah, I think my main tip would be yourself at all times. If you're an individual youth activist trying to engage with other people, no point trying to be someone else in that position. Be you and be comfortable in who you are, no matter what your age is, no matter what your nationality is, no matter whatever anything else is about you. Be yourself, and then from there you'll find your passion. And in the activist community, we talk about a lot of finding your why. So why are you doing something? Why is this really touching your heart? And being yourself is a great way to unlock that why. Because when I sat in lockdown, or when I sat back in 2018 trying to build the website together, I really found my why, because I was like, this is my family story. It's honoring my family's heritage. I really understand at this point from hearing different people's opinions what it means to be a refugee and why it's so important to advocate for that cause. So if you be yourself in that situation, then that's the best thing that you can be. And my second piece, if I'm allowed to, would probably be never take no for an answer. Every time I've sent an email, like I said, for every 10 emails I sent, I probably got 10, maybe 10 rejections, 9 rejections, whatever, but it will only take that one email to make a difference. So don't take no, keep going on, keep going as hard as you can. If you're passionate about something, you will never stop. So never take no for an answer, and you can get somewhere, and you can build it to whatever you can.
Yeah, I think extending to that sentiment from my personal experience, sending out cold emails, well, just kind of, repetitive emails to different people. Sometimes you don't even get a rejection, you don't get a response.
Exactly.
Yeah, so definitely, I think the interview was really insightful to the super audience and even to myself, because it really was eye-opening to see that, there's successful chances where you can get the UN Secretary General to speak at your organization, which was awesome. And thank you so much for being here with us, Ariane. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.